Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. So in today's topic, we want to talk about the things that are affecting our performance, our moods, our feelings each and every day. How to spot them, how to get them before they get us. So I think that is the most important thing. Get them, know them before they affect us. So number one way is to be sensitive enough. To be sensitive enough to know that it is coming. And what are the signs of the feelings or the triggers are coming to you? The sign will be, it was before affecting you and your mood and your feelings. Right, that's the first sign. Because it has done damage before, so it will be again if we are not careful. So next time when we experience things that trigger us, my tip is to write it down. What it triggers me, how it triggers me. The why is very important. Or the how is also very important. Like how things build out into that moment. If we know that how things are built out, we can make a better decision. We can maneuver around that, so we won't be meeting that challenge again. It's not like avoiding challenge, but because it affects you, your ability to perform in real life, that's why we need to avoid it as much as possible. So we need to put our time into doing things that really works for us, make us happy. Right? So the triggers is negative. The trigger must be avoided, or learn how to avoid that by knowing how it triggers you, when it triggers you, and for what reason it triggers you. That may be a relationship, that may be a person, your co-worker, or your family member, or your environment, like what environment that you are in at that time. It triggers you. It makes you feel angry. That person says something to you that you feel that they are unforgivable. Right? So you can go from there if you know what is the reason, what is the why, how. So when we feel that anger, we have to know that, we have to be aware that we need to mark it down, remember that situation, and try to avoid that, or find a better way to solve that problem next time. All right? So if you doesn't do that, if you didn't do what I suggest when you feel the anger next time, it will repeat again and again because you haven't solved that issue. Right? You are, in fact, using the old way to solve the old problem that you have created with the state that you are in at that time. So in order to solve a problem, in order to not be triggered again, or solving that problem or that conflict, We have to use new mindset, new thoughts that creates new feelings. As a result, right, we get better outcome, different outcome, or even different challenge. Right, new level, new devil, right? They say, but it's better not to stuck in the old ways, old problems. So first, spot them how it make you feel when you will feel like that. Who makes you feel like that? And then find a way for a better solution. So you won't have to experience that over and over again. Like the worst thing is to feel the same things that we don't want to feel over and over again. Right? So avoiding conflict sometimes is a good choice. Right? To spot them is a skill that we need to learn, and we need to put some work on doing that. So when you do that, right, second, you become more sensitive. It's important because when you are sensitive to your environment, to people around you, you will know that what you want and what you don't want, what you prefer, what you don't prefer, what kind of relationship you were after and not after. Right? Here comes choice when we are sensitive. Because we know what we want and what we don't want, and we can choose from there. So this is one of the best way, right? The second way to not getting into conflicts. So when you spot the people that you don't like, you are not vibing with, or you don't share the same energy, you will tend to spend less time with them. And as a result, you don't spend time with them, you don't actually have conflict with them. For knowing what you want, then you know how to choose. So that's the second point. But in order to have that, we have to understand ourselves. And I think most of the people that I know, they don't really know themselves that well, what they want or what they don't want. Or even if they don't like something, they tend to compromise. They tend to give in because of the relationship, because they have born with those person in life, or they are the boss, like they are important persons, so I have to compromise. And here comes the third point. Like if the person is your boss, the person is somehow or somewhere in your career, your superior, how can you avoid that? You cannot avoid that, right? So here's the time to set boundaries. The worst thing that a person don't have is their own boundary, what they are willing to accept before I can say stop. Right? So if I have a boundary and you step on my boundaries, I can say no. I can state it loud and clear, because I can. Everyone have a choice. Everyone can say no to anything that they don't want to have. Like maybe you've been treated some way that you don't like, and you've been taking that stress, that anger over and over again, and you take it to yourself. Imagine that you are not happy because how people treated you, and you can say no, but you don't. You keep that anger, that resentment within you. So let me tell you what will happen if you keep that resentment, that sadness and anger, keep it to yourself. Like many problems will occur in our life if we take those things for ourselves, especially our physical health and our mental health. It will slowly destroy that because we let them affect us, because we are not thinking for ourselves. And we take that emotion in over and over again for years and years and years. It destroys our life, destroys our emotion, our mood, our confidence. Like you can imagine the things that I say if you ever experience that as an audience now watching this. If people keep doing things that upset you, make you emotional, and you accept that over and over again, but that emotion that plays in your mind, it destroys you, right? So set healthy boundary is very important. What you can accept and what you cannot accept. And when you make that person clear that what they can or cannot do, they will not step in because they will know that you won't accept if they do this again. Find the courage, right? The next point will be find the courage to say it out, because I know that this is the main challenge of setting boundary. I don't know how to say it out. I don't know how to do it because I'm afraid of things might happen to me. But I want every one of us to think like this. If I take it for another year, if I have this emotion for another year, 2 years, 3 years, what will happen to me? What will happen to my mental health, my physical health? And when you ask that question, we will be clear and more confident about what we can do for ourselves to set that boundary, to say no, to say you can't treat me like that. I don't deserve this and that. Imagine this, if you set this boundary and that person accept it, you will release yourself from all those emotion and stress that you took for years. Because I think every one of us have been in that situation. People treated us badly and we compromise, we give in years and years and years without addressing the issue, without setting healthy boundaries, without telling straight to them that they can't do that. Right? And that is my own experience. When I said it out to my boss before, or to my coworker, or to the people that I have relationship that are close with me, I set the boundaries. When I do the tough conversation, everything tends to work well. I mean, 90% of the time, when I set the boundary, everything is better. But when we want to have that conversation, there's fear, there's doubt, there's worries, right? That is normal because it is very uncomfortable to say no to people, especially if you are Asian. We're trying to be polite to everyone that is senior, that is older than us. But their way of doing things or the way they're treating us is not right. It's not ethic. It's not an ethic way. So we have to throw that old mindset away. We have to prioritize our own emotion, feelings, so that it won't affect our performance. And we can be the best version of ourselves. So if this video finds you, that means that there is some things or some conflicts that might have you or hunt you for a long time that maybe you need to address. You need to tell that person, you can't do this to me anymore. You can't do this way. Like, I don't deserve this. Because I think everyone deserves better. Deserve to feel happy, feel better each and every day. And if we know what we want, we can spot what we don't want. And we can choose what we want to feel, how we want to feel, with who we want. Life will be much better. So guys, I think that's all I want to share for today. I haven't done any video for a while now, so I feel a bit slow and awkward when I try to share, because I've been very, very tired. I just moved back to my hometown and working on my startups, and so many things happen at once. And that's why this video is here, like setting boundaries, like being the new version of you, being the best version of you, requires all of that I share today. Because sometimes our environment is not like the best place for us to grow. And we have to do that by ourselves. We have to set boundaries. We have to say no. We have to spot what is affecting our mood, our feelings, so we can perform each and every day the way we want. Alright guys, I think I will see you in the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like this content, please help me by like and subscribe to my channel, or comment down below about your challenge, what you have experienced now and what you want to do to become better. Share with me and I will reply you in comment. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.